guys, thank you so much for joining me today. It is Tuesday, the Tuesday after Easter, and I just wanted to do a little paranormal video, give you guys an update, let you guys know that I did go ghost hunting over the Easter weekend, and it was a pretty successful hunt. Saturday we did a tiny bit of EVP work, but we didn't get anything on Saturday, but Sunday we got some pretty cool EVP, and I'll be working on getting that video up for you later on in the week. Today I actually just wanted to do a little video, tell you what I have in mind for the upcoming events on this channel, and then I'm actually going to share with you a story that happened to me in that house when I lived there, because I actually took my notebook with me on Saturday. That was the day we were all together in the house dyeing Easter eggs, and it was pretty cool because I got the opportunity to speak to most of my family about the events that they experienced in the house, and I got about 7 pages of just wonderful experiences, and some people were actually open enough to share experiences that happened to them outside of the house, so I can talk about that too in upcoming videos. So I'm very excited. And I just wanted to show you the notebook that I actually picked up over the weekend too. I had a notebook for the ghost hunting stuff that I do, and you know, the paranormal stuff, and I actually wanted a smaller notebook just to carry around, and I was in Walmart and I went into their clearance aisle where they have all the notebooks and all the art supplies and stuff, and I found this notebook, and I thought it was very appropriate for this channel and for the ghost hunting stuff. And if you could see that, I know you can see it, it's a Sasquatch notebook, so I thought that was really cool. It even has a little Sasquatch guy there running around. Now, I know I mentioned in one of my videos that I was thinking about doing cryptids, and I actually don't know if I mentioned this in another video that I'm definitely going to do cryptids, but coming up is going to be a cryptid video from me, and it's going to be about the Jersey Devil. I'm actually working on that research right now. I want to get some, you know, pretty good solid research done. Obviously I live in New Jersey, so my whole life I've heard from my dad and mom and other people around me about the Jersey Devil, but I want to get, you know, a lot of people's takes on the Jersey Devil. I was actually on Wikipedia this morning reading the story they have on the Jersey Devil there, and there is something on there that I found, I want to say offensive, but I don't know how it can offend me because I'm not like the Jersey Devil or his mother, but I was very offended by it because it's completely wrong. It's not the story of the Jersey Devil, and if you're going to Google it and you're going to go on Wikipedia and try to get a, you know, idea of what the Jersey Devil is, his mother was not a whore. That's all I'm going to say. Maybe she was, but I've never heard that, and I'm completely shocked that it's on Wikipedia. I'm going to write to them and say, get that off there. Actually, I don't know how Wikipedia works. I think that you can actually add and take things off there yourself, so I'm thinking about going on there after I actually have 3 Jersey Devil books, so I'm going to see if I can pick apart them. I mean, I've read them, but anywhere in there it says she was a whore, and I'll step back a little bit, but no. JD's mom was not a whore. She was a married woman with children. But anyways, we'll get to that when I'm doing cryptids. And I'm also thinking once a month on this channel I'm going to do a paranormal book review and a paranormal book recommendation, because I have loads and loads of paranormal books, and that's another thing that I did on Saturday. I brought the books over to my family's house, and I was doing a little experiment that I didn't let them know I was doing an experiment. I just bought like 3 or 4 books over, and I set them down on the table, and I wanted to see what everybody's reaction was going to be to that, and people were like, let me see those books, oh my god, these are such cool books. And actually some people, my sister and I think another person, was like, I gotta write down the names of these books because I really want to get them. So I thought that was really positive feedback onto maybe something you guys would like to see me do on this channel, so I was excited about that. Now on to my story. I I really wanted to share with you guys another experience that I had in my parents' house. Now, I have had experiences in my house, but I figured I would kind of do these things in sort of chronological order as they happen to me. And since I'm going to be doing a lot of stories that happen to other people, I figured it would be fair, like I said, to share with you guys something that happened to me in my parents' house. And today that's what I'm going to do, and give you guys, you know, feed your appetite for a paranormal video while you're waiting for that EVP video to come up sometime this week. So let's get on with that story. Now, I know that I already told you about the story of the little girl that I used to play with in the house, and as far as I'm concerned, she was real. She was a spirit. You know, to me, she was real. Now, the story I'm going to tell you happened to me when I was in high school. I would say that I believe I was around 16 or 17 years old. When I was in high school, I absolutely adored cats. I like cats now. You probably think I'm more of a dog person now because I have 3 dogs and no cats. I did have a cat, but we had to give her away because Scrappy, our Westie, and Cobra, our Husky, tried to maim her because they don't like cats, and we felt that to give her a fuller and safe life, we needed to give her away, so we gave her to Justin's grandmother, and she's happy and healthy where she is now. She has a very good home. We saw her actually this past weekend, and her guts almost dragging on the floor. She's so fat and happy. Anyways, but when I was 16 or 17 years old, we got a kitten. And my entire life I wanted to have a cat inside the house, but my father did not want cats inside the house, so if we had cats, they had to stay outside the house. They were outside cats. And, you know, I persuaded with my father, once everybody else was moved outside the house and I was the only child left, to let me have a kitten. So he let me have a kitten, and I loved that cat and I adored her, and her name was Cosette. And one day I was playing a game that I always liked to play with her. It was like a floor hockey game where I took a little tiny rubber ball like that side, and I used to hit it with the broom, and she would chase it and kind of hit it around, and I would chase it with her, and we keep hitting it back and forth. And we loved to play that game. So one night we were playing that game, and it started off in the kitchen. Now, how the house is laid out is the kitchen, you can walk into the kitchen door, and that's how we usually do. You walk into the kitchen door, then you go into the kitchen, which leads right into the dining room, or you can take a left and go into the hallway, which goes into the living room. Dining room goes into a hallway, which the front door is. You could go to the left, go up the stairs, or go right into the hallway that leads back to the kitchen, back to the living room, or you can go straight into the living room, and so on and so forth. It's a big circle of a house, okay? Not an open floor plan, but a big circle with all the doors open, and, you know, it's like the general layout of an, you know, early 19th century farmhouse. So I was hitting the ball back and forth in the kitchen, and I hit it into the dining room. And, we're hitting it towards the dining room, going to head into the hallway towards the living room, and when we get about to the doorway of the hallway that would lead into the living room, I heard a voice say, "Can I play too?" Now, my dad was in the living room at the time, where he usually always is. Anybody who knows my dad, he's usually on his throne, his chair, in the living room watching TV. So I thought it was my dad that said that, just being, you know, funny or whatever. But when I looked up, I saw a boy standing there, and he was not supposed to be there. At the time, it was just me, my mother, and my father in the house, and this boy looked to be about, you know, 15, whatever have you, teenager, young teenage boy, and he was dressed in period clothes. He had a, what do you call those hats, like a, kind of like a newsboy hat, I guess you call it, or, I don't know. Suspenders, white collared shirt on, and he was just standing there looking at me. And I'll tell you right now, guys, I dropped that broom and I ran like hell into that kitchen. And I told my mother because she was sitting in the kitchen, and she's like, what the hell happened? And I said to her, I said, there's somebody in the hallway. And he just said, can I play too? I heard him, and I looked up and he was standing there. And she's like, really? She's like, no. And I'm like, yeah. Because I saw him. I mean, he was standing there. He was not transparent. He was not a mist. He was a person as solid as I am right now on this camera. And I'm telling you, it freaked me out. And, you know, she's like, well, he's probably a spirit in this house, and you know that there is spirits in this house, and you can't be afraid of him. He saw you playing. He probably just wanted to join in or what have you. And, you know, growing up in that house as I did, and being, you know, of a older teenage state of mind, I kind of, you know, got that where we do have spirits in the house, and maybe he was just there. But trust me, I was scared for a long time. Thinking back, I do believe there was another time that I did see that boy in that house, that specific boy there. But that was a long time before that incident happened, and I believe I was between the ages of 10 and 12. Now, I've been thinking about this, and I can't tell you. I could have been a little older, maybe, you know, 14. But I was sitting on the couch in the living room, and we have one couch on the end of the living room and another couch on the other end of the living room. And I remember I was watching the old Christmas Carol movie with George C. Scott in it. So it was around Christmas time. I believe it was right at the end of Thanksgiving, when Christmas used to start back in the day. It starts like right after Halloween now, but I remember that I looked up for some reason, right? I was on the couch by the TV, and I looked up to this couch, and I saw a boy dressed the same way with the newsboy cap on, just sitting on the couch. And I didn't stick around long enough to see if he was going to stay on the couch, because I bolted. And I remember my mother was upstairs in her room, and I bolted right upstairs to her room, and I was like, oh boy, and she's like, oh, are you sure? It could have been your imagination. But yeah, those are my stories about the boy that I saw in that house. I did see another boy in that house, but he was much younger, and that's another story for another day. And yeah. So if you guys are a subscriber, you will definitely see when the EVP video is posted. I will post the bulletin when I get it up there. And if you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe so you know when the next EVP video is coming up, and you know when all the awesome paranormal videos are coming up for me. And please comment and rate and subscribe to me if you're not subscribed. And if you are, I really appreciate all the support I'm getting from everybody. It is very appreciated. Believe me, I'm having a lot of fun, like I say in all my videos, doing this. And it's a lot of fun, believe me. So thanks for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. Bye!